I'm Agnès Satin. I work for BPI, Beauté Prestige International, and we have the license of the perfume for ISSEY MIYAKE brands. And I'm based in Paris and work closely with the ISSEY MIYAKE team in Tokyo for the creation of the perfumes. For us, it's very important that we keep the DNA of not only the brand, but the spirit of ISSEY MIYAKE himself in his creation. So in our work on a daily basis is to be really embodied and immerse in the universe of creation of ISSEY MIYAKE. And there's no link actually between the fashion and the fragrance in terms of style. For ISSEY MIYAKE, the perfume, it's another exercise. It's a new way of expressing his vision of the life. Architecture is always very important. The shape is very important. He's a designer. He's more than a fashion designer. He's a designer. The inspiration comes from life, from nature for perfume. Nature and life is part of the vision. Collaboration with artists is part of the DNA of ISSEY MIYAKE creative spirit. So for us, in perfume, it was also obvious to invite a new artist and to have a fresh look. We wanted to work with a young artist in order to promote them and to promote their art. And we wanted to have somebody working the paper because this is a very emotional material. And we wanted also to have somebody who is able to bring poetry and emotion in our universe. Because finally, fragrance, it's all about emotion. Here we started from the creation of Mademoiselle Maurice. And she had a new look on the institutional visual. And a fresh look, an interpretation with her form of art. And after this visual, we asked her to work on the perfume, on the bottle and on the outer packaging. So tonight we are here to do a kind of a counter. So we're here to meet Mademoiselle Maurice because it's a collaboration. And this is the first step of a kind of world tour for Mademoiselle Maurice. Next week she will be in Tokyo, the week after in Paris, and then in New York. And all of them will be at the boutique of ISSEY MIYAKE.
I'm Mademoiselle Maurice. I'm a French visual artist, street artist, and I am doing installation in the street with hundreds, thousands of paper fold. In my creation, I work with accumulation, dispersion, and hundreds of elements. It's like if one element was one human, and all the human together we can have a commune action. And the colors I generally use are the rainbow colors, and it's like the Rainbow Nation about Nelson Mandela, and it's about the Rainbow Warrior with Greenpeace or LGBT movement, so it's about harmony and métissage and connection, human together. And about the shapes of my folding, really often it's element about fauna or flora. And the link with the nature is to create something like a flight bird or something really, really light. The beginning of the collaboration with ISSEY MIYAKE was maybe 1 year and a half, 2 years ago. And the beginning of the story was I just have to give a new interpretation for the perfume l'Odyssée, but only for the bottle and the box, and give a graphic and abstract proposition. But what was crazy is that more and more I met them, and more they introduced me as an artist in the project. And now I'm really lucky because I am in the project as myself, as an artist, and I have a lot of freedom about my interpretation. Of course, I had to give an interpretation, my own interpretation of the perfume, how that smells. And this perfume, l'Odyssée, City Blossom, it's a song about spring, and when the flowers open. And so I imagined to do something with that, and I was thinking about how I feel and what's happened in spring, and thinking about cherry blossom and flight of flowers, and yeah, it's something fresh and with a lot of poetry. So the perfume is like that. So I try to put the same in my installations here. Tonight here you can discover, of course, the bottle of the perfume, l'Odyssée. But you can discover too my installation on the windows of the shop. It can seem really close in appearance, his work and my work, because we are working in a folding dimension, but finally it's really different because we don't use the same material and the same color. But I think the most common point is about the passion to work with simplicity, to create something complex and to work with our hands.